to be live. But until we get them on, which will be a couple of minutes from now, I was just going to say hello and welcome each one of you to this call. If you were invited here tonight, whoever invited you here tonight will be your sponsor. They would have either given you a link in order to sign into the business or an order form. By the end of this call, you're going to see that your friend adores you. You're in the right place at the right time with the right team, and we're really happy that you're here. So I was introduced to this amazing little patch. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. This is called the X39. This is a stem cell activation patch, and it's really amazing because it's not a transdermal patch. It's a frequency patch. So what does that mean? This little unimpressive little round Band-Aid looking like patch is actually made with organic nanocrystals. The crystals are infused with frequencies. And when you put this patch on, any spot will do. What happens is the frequencies in this patch talk to your skin and tell your skin to elevate GHK copper peptide. Now, when I got here, I had no idea what that was. And I Googled it and I found out it was the holy grail of anti-aging. If tonight is your first night, what I would do is write down the website, startx39.com. Go to that website. You can learn more about the product. You can learn more about the science. We've got 120 patents. We've got more than 80 scientific studies. This product is amazing. So when you send a frequency to the skin that tells the skin to elevate GHK copper peptide, it resets 3,000 to 4,000 of your genes to a younger, more youthful state, and it activates your body's own stem cells. It's kind of like when we stand in the sun. We stand in the sun and the sunlight hits our skin, and the frequencies from the sun tell your skin, make vitamin D. This amazing X39 works exactly the same way. Now, you wear this patch for 12 hours on, take it off, throw it away, rest and rejuvenate for 12 hours, and put a new patch on the following morning. For me, I put it right next to my toothbrush. So when I brush my teeth in the morning, I know to put the patch on. When I brush my teeth at night, I take the patch off, I throw it away, I drink water all through the day, I rest and rejuvenate, and then the following morning when I brush my teeth, I put a new patch on. Where should you put a patch? Guess what? With X39, any spot will do. And the cool thing is, your stem cells will move systemically through your body looking for the weakest link. So everybody always says, what's this product going to do for me, Onyx? And I always say the same thing. I don't know. The reason I don't know is because we're all different. And so the black box inside my body tells my stem cells what are the weakest link, just like the black box inside your body is going to tell your stem cells what are the weakest link. For myself, what I noticed immediately is that I was sleeping better. And how did I know I was sleeping better? Because I was having these amazing dreams. And after like 3 weeks of wearing the X39, 12 hours on, take it off, throw it away, rest and rejuvenate, put a new patch on. Well, after 3 weeks, I noticed I wasn't just having amazing dreams. I was remembering my dreams for 3 and 4 days later. The other thing that I noticed is I had an age spot here on my right cheek. After 3 weeks, it was 75% smaller and 75% lighter. Then my hair, it grows like crazy. I'm going in tomorrow, literally, to get a haircut again. I like to go every 2 weeks now because I'm trying to keep my hair short, and it's hard to do, believe it or not. And then I have one of those fancy periodontal dentists, because before X39, I had a lot of pockets in my gums. So I actually have a map of my gums. And after wearing the X39 for 1 year, I went into my fancy periodontal dentist. He opened my mouth and he starts mapping the pockets in my gums. And he says, Onyx? I said, yeah. He said, what's going on? I said, why? He said, because 75% of your pockets are gone. He said, that doesn't make any sense to me. Has your dental hygiene changed? I said, no, sir, I'm sorry, it has not. He said, well, it doesn't make any sense to me because as we get older, the pockets get worse, not better. And I said, well, I've been wearing this amazing stem cell activation patch. After 2 years of wearing X39, I went in, he opened my mouth and he says, wow. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, these are completely healthy gums. So when you put this product on, It allows your body to heal itself. This product doesn't cure, heal, treat, or mitigate anything that's going on. It's your body that's doing all of the work. And so I've seen and heard, and you'll hear some testimonials tonight of some amazing things that people's bodies are able to do, because the human body is so amazing. The patch is fantastic. I absolutely love it. As I said, I think David Schmidt, who is our founder, he is the inventor, he's our CEO. He actually has more than 120 patents, more than 80 scientific studies. We're legally open in more than 75 countries, but I tell everybody, I would build right here in the US to get started. There's so much opportunity here. Everybody you meet walking around is interested in stem cells. Everybody you meet is interested in improving their health. And many people are actually interested in a business opportunity because they don't want to participate in that recession. So if you're part of this team, that's terrific. If you did not see my Saturday training, I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, which is Onyx Cole Network Marketing. Hit the subscribe button and then look for my Saturday training. And I go over, it's me talking for 1 hour. I teach you everything I do to build this business. I've been here for 3.5 years. I'm having an absolute ball. We have the fastest growing organization in the company. It's a 19-year-old company, and the Quantum Field team is the fastest growing organization in the entire company. So you're in the right place at the right time. Now, Neve and Steve and Gina, are they live? Should I be quiet and switch to them, or do you want me to keep talking, sweetheart?
They are live, but they have not.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Tina.
Welcome, Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome, Zoom around the world. We're Steve and Gina Merritt from West Palm Beach, Florida. We are excited to be here in Jacksonville, Florida. So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about this amazing X39 patch. People are getting crazy testimonies that are so emotional. How many of you have got a great testimony? Raise your hand. Woo! Man, I got a lot, and they just keep coming and coming. I'm telling you, it's just exciting. So tonight we're going to be talking about this tiny little patch. The inside of this little patch is made of nano-organic crystals. And on the back side of it, it's got paper on it. You actually peel the paper off. You can put this patch on anywhere on your body when you wake up in the morning. Best thing to do is to put this packet right by your toothbrush so you don't forget, because it's kind of like a little bit of change. It's not a vitamin. It's not something you drink, swallow, chew, eat. So it's just a tiny little patch you put on, and boom, you go throughout your day. And you don't have to remember anything else all day long except to take it off before you go to bed. So you wear this tiny little patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The inside of it's made of nano-organic crystals. Nothing goes through your body. Nothing goes in your body. So whatever medications, whatever you're doing with your doctors, you continue to do the same thing. But as you check your blood, you diabetic people, I'm telling you, your eyes are going to go boom. Like, whoa, did I really read that? I need less insulin. So we're excited to be here tonight. This tiny little patch, you put it on your body. The heat of your body elevates and raises your copper peptides, which then activates your own sleeping stem cells and creates new stem cells. So it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I've got little kids wearing this patch. I've got elderly people wearing the patch. Myself, I'm wearing the patch. I actually put mine down here so I didn't have to drop my drawers or put my shirt back so you could see my patch. But I got mine right there on my ankle today so you can see it. And so you wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. When you go to bed at night, you take the patch off, throw it away. Your body rests, rejuvenates, and your body begins to heal on its own. Absolutely incredible. So I have amazing testimonies. My first one was I had restless leg syndrome. And I'm telling you, it took 6 weeks. And I am so thankful that I kept wearing this tiny little patch every day because I wasn't feeling anything different. I don't have a lot of ailments. I don't have any aches and pains. Steve's got all the aches and pains. Thank God I don't have them, but I've been his nurse for 14 surgeries. Yeah, 14 surgeries. but it's just incredible what it does. So patiently, I wore this patch, and restless leg syndrome, I no longer have after 6 weeks. My next testimony is we went to go to the eye doctor. And as we're checking out, he's telling me that my eyes reversed in aging. He's showing me the graph from my eyes were here before. Now they're way back here. I'm like, yeah. Steve's telling me his eyes reversed in aging, but he actually told me he's never, ever, 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 because Steve is 59, I'm 61. Yeah, I'm a lot older than him, right? It's crazy. But I act younger than him. Very immature, but that's okay. Keep the immaturity. But so we're checking out, and he's telling us that our eyes reverse in aging. He said, I've never, ever had a 60-year-old woman come in here and her eyes reverse in aging. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm wearing this stem cell reactivating patch. So, hey, I didn't know. I didn't feel my eyes reversing and aging. I did notice that I'm not picking up my reading glasses as much. I'm going around about the house and doing things and not really having to pick up my eyeglasses. So I thought that's absolutely incredible. We high-fived because we saved $1,000. He didn't have to get glasses and new lenses, and I didn't either. So we are pretty fired up about that. This tiny little patch, this packet has 30 patches in it. It's $99 a month, or you want to get real technical, $3.30 a day. So I think you're worth it. So what it does, you put it on your body, you wear it the 12 hours, take it off 12 hours, put your body on a complete reboot, and wherever your body is off, your body begins to start healing on its own. So again, this patch does not heal you. It puts your body on a reboot, and your body begins to heal on its own. Then my next testimony, which to me is a very emotional, because I have recession. That means your gums are going away from your teeth, and I have bone loss. So my gums area around the gums and the teeth were so sensitive. Did you hear me? I said were so sensitive that I could not swish with ice cold water. And I have gotten such an amazing testimony. I actually can feel, and I'm telling you, I used to work in a dental office. I know a lot about teeth. So when I would put my tongue behind my teeth, I could actually feel the tissue coming away from my teeth. I could feel it hanging, like, between your teeth and the backside. It is completely attaching. Okay, I had a procedure done 4 years ago. I spent $18,000. They went above every single tooth. It's called pinholing. They put you to sleep. They inject like bone cartilage in every tooth, and then they pull your gums down, and you don't talk for 5 days. That was the hardest part for me, not talking for 5 days. And let me tell you, our house was very quiet, but for 5 days, and I was so good, wasn't I? But it did not take. So I am so thankful for this patch, because it is completely reversing my gum situation, my bone loss situation. And I'd have to say that it's slowing everything down. It's slowing the aging down. So I even put braces on. I just got them off a month ago to readjust my bite, thinking, well, maybe that will help the recession bone loss. But now it's this tiny little patch. It's doing all the magic. I'm super fired up. But anyways, the sensitivity of my teeth is completely gone now. So that is just incredible. And my last testimony is I have so much clarity in my brain. I am a complete note taker. My big issue is I have a lot of issues, but my one issue is I'm very transparent. I'm a perfectionist. Okay. So I have notes upon notes upon notes. So I've got a tablet by my bed, a tablet in the kitchen, and I'm writing down everything so I don't forget anything. But seriously, we don't have notes anymore. I can remember every single thing like clockwork. I'm telling you, the clarity of your brain. Now, I have been wearing the patch for 9 months, and I'm telling you, the last month is when I noticed, I said to Steve, wow, the mental clarity that I have is absolutely phenomenal from before. I used to walk into the garage thinking, what in the world did I walk in here for? Besides doing the laundry. Who wants to do the laundry, right? But I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is absolutely incredible what's happening to my body. And here I didn't think I had any elements going on, but I don't know what else it's repairing inside my organs. But I'm like, I'm going to keep wearing that patch, you know? So you wear the patch every single day. You throw it away at the end of the day. And again, the patch doesn't heal your body. It's just incredible. There is a 30-day money back guarantee. For those of you who are looking, you're new here today, relax. It's a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you get the patches, you decide, you know what? Hey, I'm just not sure. I'm not feeling anything. I just don't want to do it. It's okay. You get your money back, 30-day money back guarantee. So I encourage you today, fill out the form. Steve's going to go over which package to get. Fill out the form, pick the package that is suitable for you. Don't buy more than you can afford. Be smart, because we want to help you build the business. You can build the business and make a massive income. I'm talking massive income. Or you can just be a user and use the product, wear the product on a daily basis. So it's up to you. But we have a way that we can help you build the business where you make money and you're able to wear the patches for free. So that's what I like. I like free. I like to help people. And our goal is to get everybody to the finish line who wants to come to the finish line, right? So what I mean by finish line, I'm talking financial freedom. We need to all get financially free. This is the year to get financially free. I don't care what situation you are in. I can dig you out of that hole. We got the secret. We've got the vehicle. It is doable and it is possible. But the most important thing is signing up. Go by faith, sign up. You got a 30-day money back guarantee. There's 2 other spots on this form that are really important, and Steve's going to go over that. It's auto ship. So you say, hey, I just want to get in. I want to try the product. Well, you forgot to click auto ship. Now you want to build the business. Well, you lost all that volume for 30 days. It's like money down the drain. So make sure that whoever sponsors you, whoever invited you here, that you get on auto ship. Don't be afraid to get on auto ship. You can always click off the auto ship, but it's really important to make sure you click it, because at the moment you might be thinking to yourself, I just want to use the product. But believe me, things will change. When you start patching, when Mike Hernandez gets up here and he says he patches this person, that person, this person, he goes into a home and there's 10 people there. He don't just patch the person he knows. He's like, no, everybody turn around. You're getting a sticker. He calls him a sticker. But anyways, he's going to come up here and talk and share with us. I'm telling you, it's just incredible, the journey that we're on. We've only been doing this for 9 months. And I'm telling you, it is just the best thing ever. It is the best kept secret, really. It's a 19-year-old company. It's solid. We are having so much fun building it. We just got back from South Carolina last night. We were in South Carolina. I got my little grandson over there. Rocky is with me. His mommy is going to have a baby and she was sick, from the pregnancy. And I said, oh, let me take him with me. So we took him on the road trip. So it's so fun. It's just amazing opportunity, guys. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you're open-minded, because this is a life-changing product that people are seeing incredible testimonies from autistic children to someone who doesn't have the clarity in their brain, to cystic acne with teenage kids. They don't have to take a medicine that, Accutane, that it's so terrible to put in your body. There are so many testimonies that we have. You're going to hear a lot tonight. So the important thing is, for all of you, if someone sent you on the Zoom link, if anyone sent you a link to enroll, that is great also. But just make sure that you click the auto ship and make sure you get your package. But anyways, we're so excited to be here, and I'm going to bring up my husband.
Fantastic job. Okay, so here you can hear the testimonies. I mean, even last night in South Carolina, it was just bringing us to tears, the emotion of people's testimony. So if you're brand new and you didn't get an order form or a patch, raise your hand if you don't mind, and we get Tommy will pass it around real quick. Don't feel, you guys will pass them around. Raise your hand real quick. We'll get you an order form. We'll get you a welcome card so you can connect with us. It shows the long-term results of wearing the patch. I'm going to go through this quick. By the way, if you're brand new, I want to welcome all the people that are on Zoom. Text a friend, because my friend Mike Hernandez and his wife Sai are going to be coming up here in a minute, and they're going to rip up how to make money. So I'm going to just go through a little bit. Gina pretty much told us a lot about everything that we need to know about the X39, but I'll go over a couple points so you can just kind of see why we're so excited about it. As a former pro athlete for over 25 years, I was never told this, that at 30 years old, half of your stem cells are active, and at 60, none. I mean, no one ever mentioned that. I don't know if they ever told you that as you get older, your stem cells slowly become stagnant. At the point at 60, they're almost all stagnant. And the rest of your life, you're going to have stem cells, but there's, going to allow you to have more prone to sickness and disease because your stem cells are stagnant. You're going to be more slower to recover, feeling sluggish, exciting things, right? You know what I mean? I mean, think what you got to look forward to unless you start putting this stem cell reactivation patch that took 10 years of research and $4.5 million to bring it to market. Now, I want to highlight that because I hope and pray tonight that you're coming in here, even if you're brand new, that you got some grit, you got some stick-to-itness, and you got some stamina. It took me 1,000 falls to learn how to do one trick to become a world champion on my bare feet at 45 miles and on the water. It's like hitting concrete every time you fall, okay? But I had to look at the world champion current one and say, if he is good, whatever trick he does, I have to learn it. And I know that if I don't learn it, I'll never be a world champion. Gina has that in her too. She's like, if someone else can do it, I can do it. Stick with it. I'm telling you what Mike shares with you tonight. You got 24 months. You can hit at least capping out the team commission, which is $25,000 a week in the next 24 months. But you got to have a little stick-to-itness. Some of you already got some influence, and you're going to see it happen faster than others. But don't worry about it because there's more people you don't know than you do know. You stick with it. We've got a team of mentors that want to help everybody win and succeed. So everyone's coming in at a different level. But this is one thing that you got to share with your friends, that your stem cells are becoming stagnant. And I love what Gina said. My 20-year-old son, the 20-year-old son of my friend Carl Firestone, who's a long time even connected as a relative on Gina's side of the family, was going around with cystic, what do you call it? Cystic acne. That sounds bad. Okay. But feel about this. How much more, I mean, his father sent me a picture of his face and his back. Within 5 weeks, all the acne's gone. You know how many teenagers and young kids are going through that? Think about it. They don't have to use drugs and they have that kind of result. That's tear jerking. So it's not just for people that are having, because everyone's, like Gina said, it gives you a reboot, your stem cells. So everyone's programmed differently. And sometimes you need to be reprogrammed. And that's what these X39 patches do. Okay. Gina explained there's organic nanocrystals inside this patch, simple patch. They're formulated to when it hits your skin, the light from your skin activates your copper peptide that reactivates your own stem cells. And the difference between this X39, the stem cells of your own stem cells are being reactivated. Now, a lot of times people come up to me and they'll say, now they must not have heard what I said. There's no stem cells in the patch. They ask me, where do they get those stem cells? No, there's no stem cells in there. It's just crystals that activate your copper peptide. You're like, how does it work? 10 years of research, $4.5 million. Okay. It takes time. You got to have someone that really understands what can happen. And those stem cells that are your own are going to the weakest link. Now, the two big differences are the price is number one. They told me, Steve, because you've had 14 surgeries, you need some stem cell injections. We're going to give you a deal, $23,000. And they talk like you got it in your pocket. And then they say, now, don't worry. If it doesn't work, you just got to do it again for another 23 grand. Okay. A friend of mine texted his friend that was in Mexico just recently, like weeks ago. And he said they're getting stem cell injections. So when they got back, he went right to their place. And they said they spent 20 grand between him and his wife on stem cell injections. So the price is number one, $99 for a month's supply. And many people that had stem cell injections, it didn't work for, but the X39 is working for whatever their ailment is. That's huge, all right? Wouldn't you rather take a $99 risk than a $23,000 risk? Think about it, okay? Number two is the stem cells that get injected in somebody go into the joint or the muscle, okay? maybe my Joey's friend. What's your name again? Greg, you probably can relate to what I'm saying. Cause I mean, I'm sure all the orthopedic surgeons put stem cells now, you know, when they inject, but the key is that it goes to that spot. It doesn't go to the weakest link like your own stem cells go to your brain, your heart, your liver, your lungs, your skin, anywhere where your body needs repair. That's where it's going. A lot of times someone will say, well, my knee pain hasn't gone away. Well, maybe something's going on in your liver you don't know about, and it's working there until it gets to your knee. Be patient, have some stamina, stick with it. All right. So that's how the X39 works, and keep it simple. Even if you don't remember that when you put it on your body that it activates your copper peptide, you don't remember the light. They call it phototherapy. The real word is photobiomodulation. Okay. Don't get hung up on that. It took me about 8 months to memorize that word. I don't know how to spell it. Okay. Don't try to I only told my friends, hey, we got this technology that reactivates your own stem cells. When you say it, it's like E.F. Hutton spoke. It's like, tell me more. All right. And when you say there's a patent, no one knows about it. The testimonies will bring you to tears, and it's only $99. They're like, sign me up. I want to get started. Okay. It's all got to do in the voice the way you're talking and you're speaking to somebody. Okay. Like Gina said, it's a 19-year-old. I love that. It's 19 years old. It's not a startup, because many times startups never start up. Okay. So here you got a track record. Now it's been under the radar. That's why it's the best kept secret, because mostly doctors and practitioners have been promoting it. And if you ever, think about it. Most of the doctors have to do it under the radar, because Greg will understand that. They got to talk about prescriptions, right? They can't talk about light. That'd be weird. Okay. So they can't talk about it. So it's got to be certain doctors, and doctors, I'm not trying to pick on them, but a lot of them don't know how to promote. They know how to do surgery. You see what I'm saying? So it's been under the radar because they're the only ones promoting for the last 20 years, until our friend Onyx Cole, who's opened up the Zoom tonight, she never did a word of mouth business. All right. She was running from it, ran from us for a long time, we knew her because our kids babysat for her kids. We got 3 daughters. She's got 3 daughters. Our 3 daughters were teenagers. Hers were toddlers. They babysat. So we had a relationship for 3 years before we ever heard of one of these companies. Word of mouth was a juice business. We heard about it in 2006. Okay. By 2012, Onyx getting started with us, never done it before. We taught her, made over $17 million and sold her business for $4.5 million. Stick with us, because we've helped 174 of our friends make $1 million or more. Oh, my mother-in-law, she only made $850,000 with us. Would you all right with me? You're not going to put me under the bus if you can make $850,000. All right. I can't promise you, because I don't know your grit. I don't know your stick-to-itness. I don't know you're coachable. Like, I knew if I didn't listen to my coach, I wouldn't be a world champion. Okay. So I don't know who you are, but if you can just be coachable, don't try to know everything, and just have some ignorance on fire with me, you can win. Okay. So the company, since Onyx, she took that knowledge that we taught her, and just to show you a little bit about Gina and myself, we weren't too proud that we taught her how to do this. And she got started on the X39 3 years before us. And now she's our sponsor. We're humble enough to, like, hey, if someone's going to tell us what's going on, we will learn and be coachable with her as well. We taught her to make money. Now she's teaching us. Think about it, how it can work. Right. So she took the company that was in business for almost 20 years from 20 million to 280 million in the last 2 years. That should be a wake-up call for everybody. Forget about the 19 years. She did it right here because she knew what we taught her and been promoting it. Come up with a system, just like we told her, system, and she understands systems. The great thing is when you have a system, you don't have to have a personality. You don't have to have, it's not about the person, it's about the system. Everybody just plugging in. So since we started, I was very intrigued that she did this with no meetings. No meetings, right? Like right now, we're doing this meeting here. There's a lot of people here, guys on Zoom, but the guys on Zoom, when I logged on, it was like 400 before we even started. So they like dwarf it. How many? Over 500 people. So the Zoom meetings have been dwarfing these meetings, but we love to come and connect with you, shake your hand, let them know who we are. I mean, when you're on a Zoom, it's incredible how quickly it can spread, because if you got a brother in Nebraska, he can log on tonight and we can go. Years ago, we didn't have no Zoom. We all get in a car, drive to Nebraska, look him in the eye. Do you want your stem cells to be stagnant for the rest of your life? Yes. Okay, then we got to get in the car. We got our tail between the legs all the way back here from Nebraska. Now we can look him in the eye on the Zoom and say, you want to live with stagnant stem cells? No problem. Boop, click them off, turn them off. You know what I mean? It's not like that difficult. I love the Zoom, but you do feel like you're in a closet. You know what I mean? Like you're just there. I mean, you're just closet, right? It's nice to get out, free in the air. And, you know, most of the people that are in building the business with us, they want to have more lifestyle, do something like we're out cruising around in our motor coach with our 3-year-old grandson having a blast. I mean, can't wait to get to the meeting. Joey can't find the keys. Where is he? Right? I mean, he found the keys, but at least he said, you know, I better make sure that it wasn't nothing with him, the boss or the owner. We give him a hand for letting us use this place, all right? But he forgot to leave the keys, so at least we're on our game. We figured out just minutes before that we got to get the keys, and we threw this together, and we're here. I mean, we're having fun doing it. You don't have to make it all. We're just real people trying to help our friends win. We're basically obsessed with our friends winning, because that's what Gene and I were praying for over a year. For a way, we needed a product that did the talking for our friends to win, so they didn't have to do the talking. We found it. We even have a lady that has sponsored so many people. And I said, how in the world did you get all these people sponsored? They don't know at all how the patch works. They said, we were at a ladies conference. I wasn't going to talk to anyone because I didn't really know how to do it. But the lady that I got room with at the ladies conference asked me, what are those patches? And she said, they're stem cell reactivation patches. Can I wear them? I put it on the back of her low cut back, not the front part of her dress, but the back, you know, put it on the back. She went around the banquet with this patch on her back, and all the ladies were like, what is that? Oh, I got it from Michaela. She says it's a stem cell reactivation patch, and half of them signed up. Nobody knows what they're talking about. I mean, but when you say stem cell, you just got to get out there and say something. But 20 billion to 280 million. Now, since Gene and I and our team started and teaming up with Onyx, it's at 320 million. We will take this to $1 billion. I'm confident, because the last time Onyx, Gene and I partnered up, we took the company to $1 billion beyond. So it's going to happen. They have never seen this kind of explosive growth in their life. They called us, you know, so. And I love that it's already in 75 countries. The juice business I was talking about was a startup. They didn't have, that wasn't in anywhere except for America. So the problem with that is every person you talk to, you got a cousin, a brother, a sister, a coworker, they got a friend in Australia. They got somebody in Europe. They got somebody in Asia. And it's so frustrating if it's not open, because they're trying to smuggle the patches into Europe or whatever, you know, customs is grabbing the stuff, right? They're wearing them. Okay. But you can't get them in. You can't build them. I love there's 75 countries, because right now, when we get done tonight, people are going to be, you won't be able to sleep. So figure out, you can easily go on Facebook and just Google Australia. You'll start meeting people in Australia. All right. Sun's coming up. You start talking to them. They speak English. Okay. Then you go to sleep. They start promoting it in Australia, and you're sleeping and they're promoting it. Okay. And the longer you sleep, the more money you make. I mean, I'm a viciously lazy person. So, I mean, I hope you got some of that in you too, but you got to work a little bit to be lazy. Okay. But I love that it's open in 75 countries, but this is incredible. Now, David here has got over 130 patents. He's the CEO inventor of the X39 that took the 10-year, had the stamina. I even did on it. We did 3 interviews with him since we've been in. Okay. And he's probably going to want to start interviewing us, because he's never seen this kind of growth in his life. But we just keep interviewing. It's going to be a lot more exciting to interview us than interviewing him, because you can only say so much about this pad. You know what I mean? You stick it on, it works. How much more can you say? Okay. So next time we're going to say, Dave, why don't you interview us as to how we're promoting this faster than you ever seen in your life? Okay. That's going to be fun, right? Because we already know what he's going to say. He says the same thing every time we ask him the question. All right. So 130 patents, but have you ever met somebody with 5 patents? The guy's got 130. Okay. Think about the genius behind it, on how quickly and how, but he's had that stick-to-itness to build this and bring it to market. So he's the brains behind it. And I love it that he's always coming up with more ways to reverse people's aging. All right. That's incredible. So here's the patent. So when you got a patent, the problem with our juice business is you can't patent a fruit. Okay. But you can patent this product right here. And it's got, we got years. It was just patent July 2020. Now, if you've ever heard of anyone trying to build a word of mouth business and they haven't seen success, you will hear that. okay? Most people, there isn't anyone that I've ever spoken to that doesn't want it to work. Who wouldn't want to make $25,000 a week or every week for the rest of their life, whether they go to work or not? And you're like saying, okay, you really got to, a lot of times people get confused and they'll say, Steve, you really got to stand on this, okay, to keep it going. Okay, let me help you on something. If I said that I'm going to just take off in my bus for the next year, Dave, are you going to quit? No. All right. Louis, you going to quit? No, because everywhere I go, I'm going to say, hey, I'm sitting here on the beach in St. Augustine. Now I'm in, I'm up in Destin hanging out on the beach. Oh, I'm going to go see the Grand Canyon. I'm with my grandson. Everybody wants to do the same thing. So you don't even have to build it. You just show them where you're at. And they build it. And they're like, oh, I can't stand that Steve guy. I'm going to go build it. I'm going to pass him up. Right. So you don't really, it's not the same as a normal business. We have a right team and a left team, and you put a good one on the right, a dreamer on the left, a dreamer on the right. I love this because when you have a job, if you don't show up, you don't get paid. Okay. Here, whether you like it or not, if your person that puts you in with a dream goes and builds it, they're going to go do it whether you do it or not. And it's going to make you money whether you like it or not. Is that pretty cool? So that's just what I see. So the reason why people haven't succeeded for decades a lot in this industry, because every networking company has the same products. I call them Me Too. Weight loss skincare supplements. Okay. Everybody has them. All the networks have them. The problem is all the department stores have it. All the health food stores have it. Online has it. Costco has it. Everywhere has it. They have the same products. Okay. Even if you've got a unique collagen, they got it at the health food store, or they're going to tell your friend they had it. And it's very difficult for your friends to win unless they got a product that nobody else has and everybody needs. Then the product does the talking for you, and they get in. Okay. So that's a good answer to help your friend, because they really want an answer. You know, why didn't my friend succeed? I'll tell you why. What kind of products they got? Shampoo. You can get shampoo at Target. I mean, you might have a good shampoo, but really, do people really care? I mean, seriously. All right. So here's some of the things that the patch was done. You heard from Gina what it did for her. Me personally, I had 14 surgeries. Like she said, I was taking handfuls of Excedrin and Advil, okay, for 10 plus years. I knew I shouldn't take it, but I wanted to keep being active, okay? So within 1 week of the X39, was I a little skeptical? Yeah, I didn't know, but I wanted it to work. You want it to work, whether you're you might be a little skeptical. I hope you're not cynical, but if you're skeptical, yeah, you want it to work. And that's what I love what Michael shared with you, putting it on every loved one you got, because everyone's got a different time frame that their body sees it happen. So if you see it happen for just one friend, it works. It's just a matter of you sticking with it. So these are all the different things that it does. Gina talked about mental clarity. When it talk about pain relief, that's huge, huge. I never heard of the word neuropathy in my life, Greg. I never heard of it, all right, until I got on the X39, and people are getting testimonies, major pain in their legs, down their legs, into their feet. And if you know somebody in neuropathy, I'm counting that they just put it on and it's going to work for them. I haven't seen anyone it didn't work for. Okay. So last night we had a gentleman that was in the U.S. Navy, and it worked for him. Pins and needles in his feet, and it completely feeling great. Now, again, the patch didn't do it. He just put the patch on. His stem cells reactivated. His body healed himself. So we're not saying the patch did it. But inflammation is the cause of pain and disease, and that's what the patch is doing. It's taking away inflammation in your body. Now, I love this because this is a 77-year-old woman's brain. We did an interview with David, and he explained to this. Now, I have my tire guys like Lewis, okay, and my carpenters friends, like my friend Matt Curtis and myself, and David is telling us, he said, now, as you can see from this woman's brain, she's 77, on session 1, she's not on the X39, and you could see that she has no stem cell activity in her brain. And it's funny how the carpenter's nodding his head, I'm nodding my head, everyone's nodding their head. We had no idea how to read these things, okay? But on this graph right here, this lady's brain has no stem cell activity at 77 years old. She put the X39 placed behind the neck, okay, for 3 weeks. Look at the change, okay? Now it's got a lot of activity, and now in 6 weeks, got major activity in the brain. That's why we're seeing results of anxiety and depression. Many psychiatrists are using this with their patients already, okay? Now, let me help you on this. I want you to be thinking about what's going on. This isn't just some odd 77-year-old woman's brain. This is all of our brains as we turn 77. No stem cell activity, okay? Okay, what do you think's going on with our heart, with our liver, with our lungs, and our skin, and our kidneys? The same thing. Put the patch on, you're going to start seeing activity, feeling incredible. That's why I'm going to bring a friend up here that drove all the way from Savannah. He's going to tell you about how he feels wearing the patch, okay? All right, these are the long-term results per the 80 case studies. So I love this, that we've got 80 case studies on this X39. They're all found on startx39.com. What I love about that, that's the second reason people don't win in a network. They always get a link from the company. 99.9%, if you've ever been in a network, they'll give you a link, and you're supposed to send that link to a prospect. When the prospect get it, if it's a doctor, if it's any kind of person, friend of yours, they want to hear about the X39. But when you send them the link, they end up seeing the website of the networking company, and they get lost in the minutia of the money that can be made, the free trips, and all the other products. And they get very frustrated because they don't get to see what you're talking about. That's why they're not winning. So there's two reasons, all right? All the products are the same, and they're using the wrong link. They need a link that is our own team's product website. That's why we got the fastest growing team in the company, because we have our own product website. When you send them there, they see the 80 case studies on the product, the doctor's reviews, the patents, and the testimonies. So within the first few days, 4,000 genes are rebooted. That's why we're seeing stroke patients, very close friends. Gene and I were talking that we know personally 4 of them, stroke patients that could not say a word. Like when I would say, Rick, tell him that you're on the line, because I've helped him make phone calls to sponsor and help him build his business. Okay. And I could help anyone. I can help Lewis. I can help Larry, but I'm helping the guy that can't even make a sentence. When he first started with me, and I'd say, Rick, tell me here. That's all he said. Now he can speak in full sentences within just months of on the patch. Okay. And I've seen it within weeks, some of them. Okay. So that's why we're seeing autism, anything with brain. That's what it's resetting, different things that are messed up, like the cystic acne, whatever was going on in his body, it fixes that. Within 6 weeks, brains become balanced. Now, it's one thing living with a stagnant stem cells, but how would you like to go? I didn't even know your brain could become unbalanced, but for the rest of your life, your brain is unbalanced. I mean, tell me you don't want to wear for $99 something that's going to balance your brain. No, I want to live with an unbalanced brain for the rest of my life. Okay, next, all right? So you're looking for people that, and by the way, since COVID, more people than ever have been proactive on their health than ever before. Think about that. And they're also realizing not necessarily that they didn't like their career. It's that because since COVID, has it been more expensive to go out to eat at a restaurant? How about a truck? It costs 3 times as much. You think you could go into your boss and say, hey, you know what? The cost of living is getting pretty bad out there. Can you give me 3 times more than what I make right now? Okay. Well, here you're going to tell you what's going to happen. You stick with us for 24 months. Here's what's going to happen. Okay. You're going to say, like my sister-in-law, Sandy, who's right here. Okay. She said to me, Steve, I think they're messed up. I think they paid me too much. Don't tell anyone. I said, don't tell anyone. Okay. I'm like, you feel guilty that they're paying you this much, but don't worry about it. Right. You only feel that for like about a second and then clicks off. Right. But when you like to, instead of going around in your life saying, you know, I really believe I'm worth more, here you're like, I can't believe they're paying me this much. So we're getting like a tear-jerking call when we first start within like a day to 3 weeks about everybody's testimony. So we all cry together about what their health is doing. And that, you know what I love about that is it emotionally connects you that you're going to go build this with your friends because you got that emotion that it worked for your friend. Then within about 3 months to 4 months, Greg, they call us crying in tears saying they've never made this kind of money in their life. That is incredible that you get that kind of emotion in this business. Gene and I love it because we can bless our friends, but you got to have a product that works. It's got to be a product that's unique and nobody has. So that's within 6 weeks, it decreases PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And there's a lot of young people and all kinds of people, even the older folks that are living in pain, right, Dave? Some on your team that live in the villages, they got off their depression because they got their depression was gone because their pain at first is what kind of probably caused it a little bit. So they get rid of the pain and then that's working in their brain and they're like, oh my gosh, I got a new passion in life. So it's fun. And by the way, we've never enrolled so many doctors in our lives. Now, I'm not saying just Gina's and my doctor friends, but even our friends' doctors, okay? And a lot of them are very skeptical, but they keep hearing that their patient keeps coming in saying, I had the knee pain, I don't have it anymore. All right. And they're doing MRIs and they're seeing everything. They can't say no, that it ain't working. Right. And then they got to kind of upset that they're signing up. But that's fun. Okay. So within 3 months, okay, your collagen lady starts decreasing wrinkles, growing your hair longer and faster, and it gives you more bone, your skeletal and your bone muscles. Where's Joey, right? You want that, okay? I mean, because he's an athlete, he wants to being able to keep up with his daughter, okay? And she's already passing him up, all right? So that's why he's got to keep his stem cells going. And within 6 months, our cardiovascular doctors and internal medicine doctors are blown away per the 80 case studies, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by 8 years and 6 months. That's incredible. Imagine how your heart is pumping, okay? And by the way, you get a lot of energy from this. I'm just telling you, you get a lot of energy because I can tell you, during COVID at about 6:30, all of us are like, ugh, now we start the meetings at 8:00 with all this kind of energy. So it's incredible. So here's the website that I told you about. Use this whenever anyone asks you a question. You can start tomorrow. We got a patch that reactivates your stem cells, technology that reactivates. It took 10 years of research, $4.5 million to bring it to market. Can you tell me how it does it? That's a great question. And then you text them to startx39.com. Don't try to answer it. Don't try to be a doctor. Let them see how simple the prospecting factor is. You're not having to try to convince them. It's up to them. You can't convince someone that they want to have better health anyways, or convince them. I will say some of the most credible, holistic, medical people like my friend Onyx, who's had oxygen showers in their house for years. Does anyone here have an oxygen shower? So she came up, she's the one that said, she would never be fooled by this patch. She's got red light therapy beds in her house. Who's got a red light? Somebody's got, Greg, you got one? Okay, she's got red light therapy beds, okay? I know Mike's got a hyperbaric chamber in his house, okay? So not many people have that. So these are like people that are on their game about their health. They're not going to get fooled. They're in the business building this. So I challenge you. It's happening. It's incredible. Here's where Gina said you wear the patch, where the case studies were done, behind the neck or below the belly button. I personally, with those 14 surgeries and all the pain I lived in, I actually wore one behind the neck. Then the next day I wore it below the belly button. The next day where I had pain and I keep rotating it. Sometimes I wore it behind the neck and on the hip, like I 2 at a time. I wanted to get my pain in 1 week gone. Okay. So you want it to work. But when we interviewed David, he said you can wear the patch anywhere you have pain. So it's very simple. You don't have to know anything. Where do you wear it? Wherever you got pain, stick it, right? Here's where we got some testimonies. Jim, why don't you mind coming up and sharing your testimony real quick, all the way from Savannah? Give him a hand. Jim Reynolds. Tell him a little bit about your testimony and what you see from a business side of it. And he was with us in South Carolina last night. So his guy is serious. He's got 6 hearing aid stores and a med spa. Him and his wife own a med spa. He's a go-getter. And he's like telling you that you need to do this because I see the potential.
Wow. Thank you. I didn't know I was going to do this. Great crowd. Thanks for having us. Hey, so I'm Jim Reynolds. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. I was approached by a good friend, just like all of you have been. A good friend came to you and said, hey, found something. I want you to try it. So I'm 62 years old. When I was getting out of the car, and for you all that are in my age group, you know that getting out of that car sometimes you're just kind of getting the motor going. And so after about 2 days, after wearing the patch, I didn't have that feeling. And then I noticed, I told him, I said, hey, I don't know what's going on here, but I feel fantastic. Yeah, I feel fantastic. You know, I'm sleeping better. And this happened in a very short time. But really, the big story for me is in 2022, I had 2 knees replaced, right? Prior to X39, I had my left one done. In July, I needed to get another one. And not a long story, but I was bow-legged and they straightened this leg out. So I'm walking around like, looking kind of funky with one leg bowed and the other one not. So he told me, well, your hip's going to get out of place. And I told the doctor, I said, look, I'm not in pain anymore. He says, I don't care. I'm telling you, you're bone on bone. So he showed me the x-ray and I said, I believe you, but I'm not in pain anymore. And he says, well, you do what you want to do, but you're going to have to get that because your hip's going to be messed up. So I had it done in November. Now, it took about 5 months to get over the first knee, going through the rehab and getting through everything and the stiffness and everything. This one here took 67 days. I mean, if you see the scar, there is no scar. So my healing process was just propelled just because of the fact I had my stem cells in my body working, going to the place it needed to be. And I'm telling you what has changed my life. And the main thing right now also is, and I told my wife the other night, I have gone from here to here. And in the last 60 days or 30 days, I've gone to here with just the way I feel. I mean, my brain, I own 6 hearing aid dealerships. I'm very busy, but I'm focused. I'm just there. And she's even saying, man, you need to calm down. And I said, no, I am just fired up. And so I'm telling you, this is a great business opportunity. It's a great health opportunity. Everybody in this room, everybody walking out around this place has stem cells. Everybody. I drove down from Savannah. There was a million cars I passed. Every one of them has a stem cell. And probably 99.9999% of them have never heard of X39. So I encourage you, get involved. This is a great deal. Thank you.
Thanks. And he was telling us last night that every one of his hearing aid stores costs $70,000 to get started. So a lot of times if you want to start a business, you got to go to the bank first. Here, what I love about this is that anyone can get started. Anyone. I mean, if you can't put it on a credit card, you could sell a TV and you're started. I mean, it's up to you how bad you want to be in business. But anyone that ever succeeded in business usually had some grit and they figured out a way to get started and then they learned how to make it happen. But thanks, Jim, for sharing. I mean, think about that's how he's feeling on the patch. So now we could go all night long on testimonies, but we're going to keep it moving tonight. If you go to startx39.com, you'll see tons of testimonies, and we can mingle tonight with people's testimonies, and you can mingle on the Zoom, I guess, right? I don't know. But anyways, talk to your friend that put you in here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to switch this over to Mike and Cy Hernandez. Now these guys here, we called them when we first got in. We knew them for years ago. We helped them win and succeed in business, but we hadn't talked for about 6 years. Hadn't been in business, right? So we called them. You know anything about stem cells? They didn't really know what they were getting into, but I mean, Gene and I hit the highest rank in 20. The company called us. We weren't even trying. Okay. We just wanted to make a living for our family. And within 23 days, they called us and said, did you know you hit the highest rank of the company in 23 days? They said, nobody in 19 years has ever done it at all that quick. You like smashed every record. Well, these guys were right behind us, saw us do it, and they did the exact same thing. So you want to hear from people that are making it happen and they're winning. And that's what we prayed for our friends to win. Now, if you join our Facebook page with this Quantum Field Team X39, you will see we cannot post the ranks as fast as they're going. And we're talking the highest rank, the second highest rank, the third highest rank. I mean, anyone that says it's not happening is just not following our system. Was very simple. Can you talk to 3 people a day, follow up with 3 people, and put somebody on one of these Zooms that we're doing every single week? This week, you just put them on the Zoom, and we're not doing all of them. Linda's doing them. We got all different people. So Mike and Cy Hernandez, highest rank of the company, rocking it. And they drove all the way up from South Florida too.
Wow, guys, we're excited. This is an exciting opportunity for health, an exciting opportunity for wealth, because after all these testimonies, guys, you could build this business with these testimonies. We cannot pay these people enough to give these testimonies. These are real testimonies from real people that they just volunteer to give their testimonies because they're so fired up and that their life has changed due to this product, to this technology. It's amazing. It's something everybody needs. And guys, think about it like this. Time passes by. Anyhow, it just passes you by. It flies by, actually. Might as well join something with a purpose. Commit with us leaders that are running, that are rolling our sleeves to help you. Because look, Steve and Gina Merritt are like, they're the royalty of network marketing. These guys have really, truly made millionaires in this industry. And we're one of them. And thank you, guys. We always thank them. We always pray, have them in our prayers, because guys, if it can happen to us, It can happen to anybody without credibility, knuckleheads like we call ourselves. Well, he's a knucklehead, not me. But anyway, you're able to do it if you have persistency and you commit to run with us for a season, because this is network marketing. You have to work at it. But if you work at it for a season, it's going to happen. And with the product that we have in our hand, it's bound to happen, guys. It's just a matter of time. It happens faster for others, like Steve said. Some people have more credibility, more influence, and it'll happen faster. But if you don't compare yourself, if you go out there, ignorance on fire, not knowing too much, keep it very simple. Guide the people to startx39.com, build 331, Zoom, and all the Zooms and everything that we have going on. And the work is done for you. And you guys can be in this, you could be in stages all around the world, helping people, blessing people, traveling all around the world with us, guys, because this company not only blesses you with a lot of money, but it also blesses you with trips that you can enjoy with your family, with like-minded people. That is amazing. You're growing from, every time you're around them. So guys, listen, you have something in your hand that is a dream come true. Don't take it for granted. Just run with us. It's a money back guarantee too. You have a business that you can build, money back guarantee. That makes me laugh because it's a no-brainer. That doesn't happen in the real world, but it is happening right now, guys. And you have the chance to do it and do it with us and take this company to $1 billion, because it's going to happen. We saw it happen before, and with these guys that you have right here, and we're gonna make it happen now again. And the guys who want to run with us and make it happen are gonna be the ones to, reap all the rewards that this has to offer. So guys, you're at the right place at the right time with the right leaders. Open up your minds, open up your hearts, because listen, we're going all the way to the top, blessing people with this business and this opportunity and this health, this health product that is changing many, many lives. We have so many testimonies that will go on all night. But guys, it's goosebumps every day, but you're going to make it happen if you stick to it, guys. So my husband's going to go through the comp plan. Let's go.
All righty. So guys, we're going to go through this real quick, but like my wife says, we're a couple of knuckleheads. And for those of you who don't know our story, we met this couple 2006, and we didn't meet them. We met them through a friend, through a common friend, right? Baseball coach. He didn't know him too well. I didn't know him too well, but it was just God's thing, right? And he didn't know us from a hole in the wall, but we were struggling. Our whole lives we struggled. 2 high school dropouts, picking stuff up out of the garbage in beautiful neighborhoods like we live in now, selling it at swap shops just to get by. But even doing that, right? Because it's all about how optimistic or pessimistic you are. Even like that, we saved enough money back then selling garbage to make enough money to go to the swap shop, that's where we made the money, to go to the auctions and buy cars, right? So I would buy the cars, the leftovers, $1,000, $1,500 cars, because in the car auction world, most people are there with credit. So banks don't finance cars with high mileage. And my cars were 500,000 miles or over, right? So I would pick up those little crumbs and make money from that. But I got to the point where we had about 10 cars when I met Steve and Gina. I confessed to him the other day, I don't know if I never said it or maybe we forgot, but when we met them, when we started running with them, we actually lost how many cars, baby? 3 cars minimum because we used to park them in a 24-hour Walgreens and CVS. We're running with these guys. We started making so much money that we're like, babe, those cars. I'm like, I'll get to it. I got to it. It was too late. The cars were gone. They got towed. But guys, we made millions running with Steve and Gina married. So I thank God that they thought about it. So if a couple of, again, garbage pickers, collectors can get to this level, you can do it too. So listen, we're going to talk about the money, and we know that money is not the most important thing, but it affects the most important things in our life, whether it's family, how much time you can invest with them, freedom, right? Better health. Even your health is affected because it's cheaper to buy a Happy Meal than it is to buy 2 apples nowadays. And that's not even a joke. That's just a fact, right? So getting out of debt, guys, all of those things will get you sick. We have an opportunity. So in order for you to really understand the potential of this business, you need to understand the potential of the stem cell industry, because that's what we're in, right? A high school dropout can now participate in a $300 billion to be, because right now we're about 300 million. We're going to be a $300 billion industry, guys. And all we got to do is buy some product that's going to change our health and share it with folks. Again, it's like as my wife said, it's a no-brainer. But the stem cell industry is becoming very, very, very popular. People are realizing how important it is to have healthy stem cells. And like Steve said, these shots are not cheap and they don't always work. And when they work for you, 70% of the time that it does work, you got to come back and get more shots. So that's more and more money. Guys, this product changes all of that. So we again, we don't have to be a part of this. We don't have to be doctors. We don't have to be owners of clinics. I know you said $70,000. Guys, it's a lot of money and it's not guaranteed that it's going to work, right? A lot of businesses fail. So how does this business work, guys? This is as simple as you going out there. Like I said, like Gina said, I walk around with a 5-year-old with stickers, just sticking as many people as possible and letting them tell me what it works. I am not going to go ahead and waste my time trying to educate folks and give them too much information. I think that's a mistake, because at the end of the day, think about this. You sit down with somebody and you bring out all of the books. You have research from the floor to the ceiling, and you spend a week just giving them all of the information. At the end of that, what are they going to tell you? Well, I want to see if it works. So I get right to that. I cut everything else, right? That's what I did with Steve. I want to see that it worked, because I'm a no-brainer kind of guy. If it works, I don't care what the studies say. If it doesn't work, I don't care what the studies say, right? It's about, does it work? So we went out there, guys. We tried it ourselves. We tried it with everyone around us. When we saw how well it worked, I told my wife at the beginning, when I met Steve and Gina and they introduced me to the Jews, I told my wife, we're going to be rich, right? Because all we got to do is talk to people. Well, with this product, you're going to pay me to talk. Guys, we got to pay people to shut up. If you're going to get paid to talk, and we're going to make a lot of money, because people can't keep their mouth shut once they see what this product is doing. So it's a no-brainer. But how fast is it going to happen for you? Like my wife said, it's going to happen different for everybody. The question is, how many sharp people do you know? Because it's all about, it's not about just quantity, but quality, right? I was talking to Louis and Larry, and we're talking out there about, hey, the people that we're talking to and people in our business. And I said, guys, so you notice something? Business owner, business owner, business owner. This gentleman that just talked about the office, $70,000. Raise your hand if you own your business. Wow. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Guys, it's not quantity. It is quality. Because like I said, I am an optimistic kind of guy. Sometimes the only thing you're doing wrong is you're talking to the wrong people. All right? You're talking to pessimistic people. And listen, a lot of the pessimistic people, you're going to know, oh, that's a placebo. That's a placebo. I said, that's a placebo? This is the best placebo ever. We can make millions with this placebo. The truth is that they don't know that I understand that they're being affected by a nocebo. All right? I learned that there's a nocebo. This is not a joke, right? So nocebo is when you get something in your head that's so negative that you believe that it's real, you will be affected by it. There's studies, thank you. There's studies where there's healthy folks, they get this bad news by doctors. Hey, you got 6 months to live, so 6 weeks to live. Guys, guess what happened? They've died because they believe this so hard in their core. So sometimes the people we're talking to their nocebo is going to keep them left behind. The one thing that we had to do to succeed in network marketing was leave the negative, pessimistic people, the closest friends and family closest to us. We had to leave them behind and go out there. Like Steve said, Steve taught me at the very beginning, Mike, don't worry about it. You just talk to new people. There's more new people that you know that you don't know than the ones you know. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So sometimes people you don't know, like the ones you know your whole life, believe in you more than the ones you know your whole life, right? So every time I'm out here, Louis and I, look, there was somebody who was like, hey, they're like walking by, it's like, what's going on here? I'm like, hey, have you heard of it? I'm looking for new folks all day. Guys, and not everyone's going to do it. We get that. You don't need everyone to do it. How many people is it going to take before you find the right people? I don't know. It might take for you to sponsor 10 or 20, for you to find those couple. Guys, in in our first business, we sponsored 120 people within a 7-year period. That's not a lot of people. But my wife made a comment to me the other day. She said, babe, You know, out of 120 people that we sponsored in our last business, that we made over $5 million, you know how many legs, meaning people, really took off and built the business? Tell them, babe. 5 people. 5. Now, we only needed 2, really, right? So what if it takes you 20 to find those 2? Get you 20, get you 40, right? And once you do that, get another 40, find another 2. We've sponsored 77 people so far. We have about 20 people working the business. Some at a low level, some at the level that Steve and I are. Guys, I don't care. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to go sponsor another 70 and find another 20. How long is it going to take? Who cares? What is your boss going to do for you in the next 5, 10 years, right? It's a no-brainer type of thing, guys, but just don't let these people affected by the lack of stagnant stem cells in their brain, right? Because that's what's going on. And we deal with it too. You guys think, oh, these guys are big. They don't deal with that. Guys, my own brothers, I have 2 younger brothers that saw that we made millions. I was the high school dropout. They went to college. They did everything right. I was the black sheep. I got involved with that company. We made millions. They stood watching. This time around, they're the first ones I contacted, but I know they suffer from the nocebo, right? They don't believe. They believe they can't do it. So guess what? If you believe you can do it, you are right. If you believe you can't, you are right. Bottom line, right? So let's just find the right people and keep moving forward. Because if you understand, if you go out there and do the business, right? The business is what? 331. We just sponsored another 3 people last week, and we have a few more in the hopper, right? So as long as I stay active, don't attach yourself to results. Attach yourself to the activity. It's like working out. Guys, I've been working out my whole life, right? If you start working out with me, you can't worry, do I have a 6-pack yet? No, guys, don't worry about that. That's gonna come. You stick doing the results. I'm sorry, the activity, the results are inevitable. It's that simple. But 20 left, 20 right is what Steve told me when I started. I was like, 40 people? He said, Mike, it'll change your life. I told you we did 120, but we was looking for the 2. We know that if you sponsor 2020, at the very least, you're going to find 2 to 4. You only need 2. Truth is, we're lying to you. You're going to get more than that. But we want you guys to succeed. So we're going to tell you what it takes so that you have success without a doubt. At least 40 people, all right? And if you sponsor people, you didn't find the right ones, it's because, again, you're talking to the wrong ones, right? So go out there and get some new people. But guys, this is simple. Everyone that comes in, we have sponsored 77 people. I'm not going to tell you, but it's turned into thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I don't know them, but I love them all, right? I love every single one. And guess what? I love them because I'm willing to roll up my sleeve, fly around the country, around the world to go help those folks, right? Because I want them to succeed. The more people we help succeed, the more we succeed. I love when I learned that about Steve and Gina. I was like, wow, they really do need us to succeed. Not that they need us, but they need to help people succeed. So I was like, these guys have our best interest at heart. They want us to win. So I became very coachable, guys. And I listened to what these guys did. And until they said, and the rest is history. But this can get you up to 25,000 per week. And I know I know that's a lot of money. And I know that sounds hard to believe because when we started, an extra 250 a week would have changed my life. But when we got to 250, I knew we can get to 500. When we got to 500, I knew without a doubt I can get to 1,000. And that's what we've been doing, guys. And now we make tens of thousands of dollars per week. And this time it was a lot quicker because we have a little bit more experience, right? We have learned the skills and we want to teach you those skills because it's not just this. It's about, again, unlocking, the process and, the people, the techniques, the skills, right? So we're going to tell you what books we read. I dropped out of high school. I hated to read. I listened to these guys. I'm like, man, I got to start reading. And you know what? And then the beautiful thing of audiobooks came out. Oh boy, nobody reads like me because all I knew, I don't even know I was listening to my books up here. And guess what? And I do that every day. But that became a habit ever since I met Steve and Gina married. And that's what's changed my life. And that's what's helped me now identify who the right people are. I talk to you, I listen, and you know what? I'm like, yeah, this is not the guy. This is the guy, right? I'm not looking to change the person. I'm looking for people that want to change, all right? So guys, 20 left, 20 right, binary. You don't even need to know how it works. Just go out there, patch people. patch people, and the system does it for you. You don't need to know about left, right. The system does it all for you. This here, if you think 25,000 a week, listen, at this point, Steve and Gina, myself, Onyx Code, we're looking at this like, whoa, this is where the money is. 25,000 a week is nice, really nice. But this bad boy right here, yeah, there's no limit how much money. This will take you to 6 figures per week. All right. So it's very lucrative, and you don't need to understand that it's a beautiful thing. Just go out there and do the work, guys. Go out there and patch people. But Steve and Gina, Onyx Code, they understand the importance of a system, and they help us look professional. If it meant that I needed to talk to people to really convince them and be smart with all those words that they talk about, I would fail miserably, right? So all I do is like, hey, this patch, try it on. What's it going to do for me, Mike? I don't know, but you're going to tell me. But let me tell you what it's doing for folks, right? So guys, my conviction and my enthusiasm is going to get them, it's going to get their attention enough to just get closer and take a deeper look. Once they do that, they're hooked. They're in. But make sure you get your tools, guys. We have all of the things right here. Don't go out there and try to explain it, guys. Don't go out there. Your people are going to watch what you do, and they're going to duplicate it. All right. So make sure that you get all of your tools so you go out there and you do it professionally. We've got the little cards that explain to them how it works, how to put it on, the little envelopes to put in your few patches. And I love that the fact that Onyx did this during COVID. Guys, she couldn't even get together with folks. Do you understand that? There was a company that recently closed, and I contacted a couple of their distributors. Hey, what's going on? I see your company was just dismantled. Oh yeah, COVID kind of cost. I was like, COVID kind of cost what? Because over here, COVID cost this. We went up. We grew by 280 million, 260 million a year during COVID, right? Now you watch, like Saeed said, we're going to hit $1 billion with or without you, with or without me. It's going to happen. The company pays out $600 million a year when they're generating $1 billion per year. And we've been a part of that, guys. I'm just telling you, these guys have made a lot of millionaires, guys. And myself, my wife, and even my mother-in-law is one of the people, right? Our mother-in-law actually hit over so I beat your mother-in-law. So guys, everything you need to know, if you want to do, the studying about the comp plan, everything's there. I just tell you, just go out there, patch people. So the time is now, guys. Look, I don't know how serious you are about a dream. Something that I talk to people every time I'm going to patch them, I don't just talk about health. I make sure once I got them in with the stories, now I'm like, today, what did you hear me tell? Those couple of people, I was following up with some folks because we did the house meeting in Fort Lauderdale. So today I was following up with everybody, and they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is great. And I said, okay, listen, now that you know that the product is great. Anybody who's dealing with something knows after they see the product that they should wear it. Great. But what I want to ask you is the following. What is it that you want out of your life that you cannot get doing what you're doing? And I shut up. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, what dream did you put away in your closet in the drawer that's all dusty that you feel if you make a certain amount of money, you can actually attain it? What is it that you want? Is it your kids' college? Is it traveling? Is it paying your home? What is it you want that you can't get doing what you're doing? And tell me how much money it's going to take for you to achieve that every single month. And let me show you how we can come together and do that. Are you having that conversation with folks? Because guys, you got to make it about them. You don't know what to hook them with. Let them tell you. Because now once you told me what's important to you, that's what I'm going to use every time I'm going to talk to you. Hey, listen, let's get your wife back out of work. Let's get your wife out of work. Let's pay off that home. Let's get you that motor coach, whatever it is. That was one of Steve's hot buttons, right? And he wanted to bring his wife home. So that you would have found out. So Steve, how much is it going to take? I don't know, 20,000 per month. Perfect. Let me show you. Let's work towards it. And that's the goal. So guys, again, it's just about, it's tweaking your brain on how to work people, how to win friends and influence people, if you would, right? Didn't even mean that one. So do you have any other options? Chances are no. I was just talking to David. What did you say, David? As far as we've been talking about this forever. but you said McDonald's just shut down corporate. So McDonald's corporate just shut down completely nationwide to figure out how many people they're going to lay off, right? Walmart, 15 stores are closing and laying off employees. Banks are melting, guys. I'm just telling you, if you don't get serious about it, guys, again, and sometimes the people we're talking, they're living in La. Guys, they're going to stay in La. You got to leave them behind if you don't want to stay there with them and move with the people that are moving forward and helping you change your life, guys. All right. So we got the opportunity. So here's the deal, guys. We're going to wrap it up. But this is the form that could change your life. First of all, you making a decision that, listen, you don't know how long it's going to take before you find the right people. You don't know how long it's going to take for you to become good, because I was terrible at talking to people. I was throwing up all over people, but I knew I had something and I didn't give up. And I learned to get good because I saw how bad I was, right? I didn't give up. Like Steve says, to get a trick, how many times you have to fall on your face, right? So I fell on my face over and over and over again, but I knew one thing. The next day I get up and I go talk to somebody. They have no ideas how many times I've fallen on my face, right? And all I need is one or two that are going to see it. And guys, if you really understand that it is inevitable for you not to find a couple of people, if you go out there every single day, share this product with new folks, you're every single day you should be creating new stories. New testimonies should be coming your way. I have a new video that we just got 2 days ago from the people who bathe our dogs. And she just sponsored her first person today. I was congratulating her as I'm sitting here. I just sponsored somebody this past week, and she already has her first person. So guys, what if I would have quit? You know, I had somebody else that just woke up that I sponsored 8 months ago. They're waking up now. So it's all about timing. If the timing is right for you right now, congratulations, God has blessed you. But you got to be, you got to be conscious of, hey, not everyone's ready, but you're not going to wait for everybody. You're going to keep going because you're ready. And you're going to come across some of the people that are ready. There's a lot of people ready out there. So this is the form, guys. You're going to choose what bundle you want. What I did, I came in on gold because I told Steve I didn't want to do it. I said, but I'm all about health. I own a hyperbaric chamber in my house. I just ordered red light therapy with infrared light, with salt, whatever, sauna, right? A cold plunge. And I'm going to do some videos doing my cold plunge because I hate cold water, but I know that it's good for my body. So every day I'm going to get in there. And it's, again, getting my body used to dealing with stress, right? So I study all the things that it's good for, right? He says, just jump in the pool. In Florida, there's no cold pools. But guys, I came in on the $4.99 pack because I said, listen, I just want to try the product. I just want to use it. Stem cells, okay, wow, that's great technology. So I figured I need one for me, my wife, my mom, my mother-in-law, and my son. I said, let me get a 5-pack. The next day, because he told me about some of the stories. He didn't tell me about the studies. He told me about the stories. Mike, this and this and this. I'm like, planted that seed. I put it to the test that very same night aggressively, hoping that it worked, but hoping that it didn't work, if that makes any sense. Because I didn't want to, I kind of thought I was comfortable not doing anything else, but it worked. And when it worked, I was like, oh boy. And the first time I told my wife, when I saw the product work in the past that they introduced us to, I said, babe, we're going to be rich. This time I told her, I said, babe, just to remind her of the past, I said, babe, we're going to be rich. And she said, no, we're going to be wealthy. All right. I was like, oh, you go, girl. You're sharp. All right. So guys, this is it. So what we did the next day, we upgraded to diamond because we understood Steve brought us our product the same day. He didn't wait for me to 5 days. 5 days later, I had already put in 20 people. All right. So he says you become your own mini warehouse. Guys, I listen to everything these people say and I write it down just like my girl right here. And I see you writing down notes. And guys, I go home and I'm like dissecting what the heck did they say? Because I want to make sure that you understand, that I understand, right? So if you can, that's the way to go. If you can't, then gold should be your minimum bundle. And don't be afraid to tell people what they need, all right? Because they need gold. And if they can't, sure, come in on a smaller bundle, but you're going to have to upgrade to gold at some point, regardless, all right? So don't be afraid to tell people. And auto ship. If you're not on auto ship, you don't get the business. It's like if we have a gym, but we're just charging every single, no, gyms don't do that. gyms put you on an automatic pay. They don't just charge you one time. Guys, that's the secret of the business. I don't want to sign up anyone who's not going to do auto ship unless they just want to use the product. If you're telling me you just want to be a customer, okay, great. Just buy what you want when you want, if you want. You want to do the business, I got to help you. I got to make sure you're doing it right. Steve has no problem telling me, Gina has no problem telling me exactly what I need to hear. Not what I want to hear, what I need to hear, because they know my success. You know, they're responsible for my success. At least they're responsible for telling me what I need to succeed. And they're not going to lie. They're not going to make it, paint it. So they're not going to sugarcoat it. Thank you. All right. What kind of business can you join with under $2,000, guys? For real. So look, when you become a part of this, you're going to join our group, our community. I just sponsored somebody. I was telling Gina, and she says, wow, she's looking at all this. She's like, I think I also need this community right now because of what I'm going through life. Guys, people are beat up, right? Life will beat you up. And just the community aspect, you won't believe it, will keep people around, even if they don't make money, because it's like, that, you know, it's positive, healthy, conscious people looking to do better. That's a beautiful thing because everybody out there, guys, you're just negative, pessimistic, right? So guys, I'm going to bring Steve back up. I think that's it, right? So I'm going to bring Steve back up. Give it up for Steve and Gina, guys. These guys, like my wife says, they're royalty. My brothers for life.
Okay, Mike, thank you. Now, I want to say that we got some great leaders like Lewis and Joy Murray. They're rocking it. Joy, raise your hand. Where's Lewis? Where'd he go? Lewis, right here. All right, they're rocking it. Give them a hand. They're at, what rank are you now? Senior directors, right, in the business, right here locally. Okay. And we've got Joey Michael. He just stepped out. All right. He's a huge leader right here in the business. Larry's here rocking it in the business. Larry, raise your hand. What kind of companies do you have? Oil, but a bunch of franchises. How many? Right. Yeah. So you know what? He's blessing people, helping them. So now, real quick, my friends Tommy and Ingrid, they just started in the business. They signed up and they looked us in the eye, say, well, we've got this promotion coming up at our house. You have to be a senior director with the X39 inventor, David Schmidt. And they said, we're going to be at your house. They just started how long ago? About a month ago, month and a half. And they've already just hit senior director. Give them a hand right here. Right. So don't, I mean, they first had the attitude, we're going to do it. And then they did it. So point is that it's happening. We cannot keep up posting, right, Ingrid? I mean, on our Facebook, we can't keep up posting other people that are winning. So that's what we love. We are obsessed with helping our friends win and succeed. Gina, come on up here because we want to announce. We got a huge announcement. Come on up here while we wrap it up. And I want Mike and Cy to come back up here because I want them to know that we've got an event coming up in Tampa. We're just announcing it right now. We're going to give you a way to get the tickets tonight. Okay. And Cy knows what happened to them when they figured out what it's all about because we taught them and they didn't get it at the minute, but all of a sudden they got it when it hit their pocketbook. Okay. But this is going to be in Tampa and you can go now to thisisitconvention.com. Okay. And Gina came up with a name because I said, what are we going to call this convention? Why not call it what we really got our hands on? This is it. All right. And that's what it's going to, that's what we're going to teach you everything that you possibly need to know. And you're going to be blown away. David Schmidt's going to be there as a keynote speaker, but not only about the X39 and about the business, but you're going to learn how to do these skills and everything that Mike was talking about and the community. Okay. It's only $150. It's going to be Friday night. It's going to be all day Saturday. You're going to have lunch that's going to be served. So we're not going to be like everybody scuttering and learning where we're going to go get lunch. Thousands of people. It's hard to do that. So lunch is going to be served right there with us, you know, all set up, you know, nice tables, everything. Okay. Then we're going to get back to training. Then we're going to have dinner on Saturday, a big banquet all together, paid for, all in the price. I mean, me and Gina went to go eat with my son at the Gaylord just for lunch. She had nachos. I had tacos. Okay. All right. She normally would have a salad, but she had, point is that we had some, not with his girlfriend, my son, Gina and I, was $170 for 4 people. for 4 people. I mean, it's not cheap. Okay. So for $150, you're going to be fed on Saturday. The hotel that's there is very affordable, right, Mike? Okay. It includes breakfast. So you're all set up. We're going to do everything we can do to help everybody win. And we got our hands and we know how this works. So before Gina says her thing, I want to have Saeed say what she learned the last time we had a go around and when you really started making the big bucks. Look
Well,
in the eye at the Zoom
yeah.
here. Stand right here.
They leave me because I love to speak in front of the audience. No, but guys, I remember Gina set us aside. She set Mike aside actually, and she told them, "Listen, you come to the meetings, but you're not bringing your team. You're coming alone. You gotta bring people to the meetings. She gave it to us. She told us the truth. To the conventions, you have to get them there." And you know what? We said, at first I was like, what? We gotta we gotta do more. I was thinking, but you know what? I looked at it as this, and this is what they're the leaders. They've done it before. They're telling us what it is that we need, what it is that it takes, and they want us to win. So let's do it. We got really, really serious about it. We started telling everybody, listen, you need to go to these conventions because you meet people. You can connect with people. You look at them eye to eye. You feel what they're feeling. It's a different feeling. It's a different feeling. And yeah, you can relate to different types of people that are there. You see the bigger picture. So every time when we finally did do that, the next convention that there was, we actually took 1,000 people from our team. We took it serious. We said, listen, this is what we got to do to make it work, to go to the next level. So we had 1,000 people in the convention, and our business, it just blew up. We were trying to get to a certain level for years, and we just surpassed it, and we were doing so good. So we know that when you go to these places, you grow, guys. So make it a thing. Your business grows. You grow mentally, but your business grows along with you. So guys, you gotta go and you gotta grow and invest in yourself, guys, because this is gonna help you in everything in life, not in just in this business, but it's gonna help you in everything in life. So
it is real quick. It's an essential part of the business, guys. What we learned is like, you can't have success without coming to this event, and you can't have success without bringing your people to this event. And we learned that the hard way. So it's not hard, guys. We went ahead and we got so serious about it that everyone in our team used to love. We would go all over the country, all over the world, doing these presentations for our teams. And we told everybody, I said, Steve, I don't care that you have 80 people in this room, and I don't care that she only has 3. If you decide you're not coming to the meetings, you're on your own, because you're going to fail, and I'm not going to go down that route with you. I'd rather go with Gina, who's going to come to the event with her 3 people, and I meant it. And people said, oh my God, Mike's not coming back. And I stopped supporting the people who wouldn't come, and they figured, okay, if we want Mike to support us, we're going to have to go to this event. But they understood once it went there, and they blew up, and the rest was history. Multi-millionaires.
Wow, give him a hand, all right? So the great thing is that just like the tools that Gina brought here, the exact same amount. Actually, the printer charges us more than what she's charging over there. $5 for every bundle, whatever you need to get your cards for prospecting, your welcome cards or your enrollment pads. The printer charges us more. We made this so that everybody can possibly come to this event. And it's wild what can happen. And I will say that it's set up perfectly. It's not till August. You know why it's August? Because from the mid-August until New Year, Tommy will back me up on this, is the best time to build a business like this, because everybody is focused and zoned in. So as soon as the kids go back to school, and we called around to find out when all the kids were going back to school in the whole country, okay? And that gives us over almost 5 months, at least 4.5 months between now and August. And we got 25,000 people. We started at 0 July 1st. We had no idea. This is like what we did before on steroids, how crazy it is, okay? So if you don't think it could be a sellout, because it only holds so many people, all right? When you go to the website, you can actually click on that scanner. My daughter's up to speed helping us really, you can just go, what do you call it? A QR code, right? Go on that QR code. You'll find out the hotel information, the airport information, everything that you possibly need to do, what's included, the schedule already set. Got to be there on Friday at 7 o'clock because we're going to be starting training everybody starting on Friday night. And everybody can figure out how to get off work on a Friday by the time July 18th gets here. I mean, August 18th gets here. So make sure that you take it serious, like Mike and Cy are saying. And we got our thinking. We know what we have to do. And it's kind of like here. You could do a Zoom all you want, but you got to connect with people and look them in the eye and be around that energy like we're here tonight to see where this is really going. But it's going to be wild. It's wide open. Nobody's heard of the X39, like Jim said, and it's going to be incredible. And this is the gal that came up with the name, and she's the one that wants everyone obsessed. That's her word. I'm obsessed with all my friends winning. So tell them a little bit what you're thinking.
So, hey, it's going to be incredible. It's called This Is It Convention. The site is live. You can go on, register. You fly into Tampa Airport, all the hotel, all the information is on that link. If there's a mistake, please forgive us because we're checking it as we're driving in our motor coach, the website and everything, but she did a phenomenal job with it. The teaching is going to be absolutely incredible. You will come out of there with so much energy, so much information, so much ammo to take your business to a whole nother level. But I highly encourage you. What I told Mike and Sai, I said, hey, you guys are doing a really great job. But one thing you're missing is that you need to get your people to the convention, because for you to go home, it's like translating to a different language. They have to be there. Their butt has to be in the seat in order for them to get what they need to hear, because he might relate to something different than somebody that he's talking to. So it's really important. And I always like, my analogy is when I asked Steve, oh, Susie had her baby. What did she have? I don't know. Well, how much did she weigh? I don't know. Come on, chicks like details, don't we, girls? So it's important for us to be there to get our own information, to get educated ourselves. So it's going to be absolutely incredible. And so make sure if you're new here tonight or you're on the Zoom still, make sure that you get yourself registered so your product can get shipped to you right away. Pick the package that works best for you. Then next thing, sign up for the event because it will be a sellout. It will be a sellout. There's 3,000 seats and it will sell out. I guarantee you. So the great thing is that it's going to be, we found a location that no one has to leave for lunch and go scavenger hunting for tables for their group to have time together. Everyone eats there. Then we go back and we learn. It's in a huge amazing pavilion that God blessed this, the river with. And then so then we go back and we learn some more. And then we come back and have dinner together with everyone. No one has to leave to go running around trying to find a restaurant. So I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm super confident about it. I think it's going to be fun. And I know that you're going to get super educated. So make sure you register. There's the link. She's already doing it, getting her spot. Anyways, guys, God bless you. Thank you, Neve, so much for working the back part of the Zoom. And guys, get yourself signed up. Get yourself signed up online. And we will see you tomorrow night. Is not going to be Spanish. We're going to be live in Orlando at 8 p.m. And then Friday, I want to make sure everybody knows there's a Friday's noon Zoom. These are absolutely phenomenal. They're 30 minutes. Man, I tried to fly through that 30 minutes. My Zoom was 36 minutes and 13 seconds. And I'm like, felt like I was I had a time bomb clicking underneath me. But anyways, they're absolutely incredible. All these different personalities that are doing these Zooms, and every single one is recorded. They're all recorded. So you can pull that off, go to Onyx Cold Network Marketing YouTube, and you can share it with, somebody says, Janice says, oh, I didn't get on that Zoom. Don't worry. I got it for you. Send it to them. So anyways, guys, God bless you guys. Thank you, Neve. And good night.